Hi, and welcome back to the KR Daily Transmission. I'm so happy to be here with you again, twice now in 1 week, which is amazing. I've been working triple time over this this past couple, well, really the past 6 weeks. We've had just so much movement and momentum building for the Sophia Code Foundation. So I've been putting in a lot of extra hours working on our fundraising efforts. We have a big vision to build a divine feminine temple and the Sophia Center. And I'm going to be sharing a whole lot more about that next week on YouTube Live on Thursday of next week. Hi, welcome to the live today. And so I wanted to thank you for tuning in live yesterday. And for those of you who watched the replay, I loved reading your comments and your feedback and your thoughts and reflections. So I'm celebrating that. And everybody sharing in the chat now and yesterday, it just means the world to me to connect with you and be able to continue this ongoing conversation with our community. And Jade is sharing, I get chills every time I hear about the temple and the vision, right? Same for me. I think same for a lot of people when community members really start to download the vision for themselves as it's being shared, there's this transmission that starts to open up inside of our body, hearts, and minds of what it would actually feel like to have a divine feminine temple built as a sacred structure would have been built in the golden ages according to sacred geometry. Every detail done in the beauty way, every detail channeled directly from the Ascended Masters and Sophia, and not to mention we're going to be using cathedral style architecture to build pretty much a monument to Sophia that will outlast our generation, that will go on to serve generations to come for those souls that want to awaken to the truth of their sovereignty in a safe and magnificent sacred space. One of the concepts that I've been working on with our conceptual designer for the temple is actually laying the foundation about 10 feet into the earth so that the inner sanctuary is like actually connecting with deep inside the earth, so that we're setting the intention to open up the stargate from the heart of the earth all the way through like this 3-story cathedral structure that opens up to the 7th plane. So we'd be connecting, of course, source, the star nation energy, the highest realms of the Ascended Masters, all the way into the heart of the Mother Earth, inner Earth, the advanced civilizations that are there. The Temple of Sophia, when it is finally built, it'll be a portal for all those who come in a good way, who are supporting the awakening of humanity's heart to sovereignty. It'll be a portal for that multiverse interface with those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. For those who have been initiated in the Sophia Code teachings, you know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Amy's sharing, it's like the temple's already been built and waiting to be birthed. That's exactly what's happening. When I first saw the visions of the temple come through from the Ascended Masters, I knew it was already a done deal. I knew I was witnessing visions from a future reality that had already occurred, and that future reality vision, set my feet upon a divine purpose timeline, a path that is undeniable, also requires great willingness to continue to show up in many, many ways that stretch me and also stretch our team and our growing team now in the foundation. But That's what happens when you have a true vision from the divine to fulfill. The vision energizes you, it regenerates you. The vision is feeding you as much as you are giving to its manifestation to come forward into physical reality. And so our community is on this exceptional journey to learn how to love our own hearts first, step into our own individual sovereign empowerment, get on that path of our divine purpose and our spiritual leadership. But over time, your higher self embodiment will continue to grow and strengthen, so much so that you'll have the courage to come together in community and help us not only build this temple, but nourish it and protect it and produce the offerings, the services, the trainings, the incredible lectures that will happen in this sacred space, not to mention the millions of people that will one day be visiting the Temple of Sophia at the Sophia Center, which is all sponsored by the Sophia Code Foundation. Bonsoir, lovely to see you. Welcome everyone to the live. So yeah, and I got a message this morning today about the Mother Mary journey, the 2023 live journey that we're going on next year. It was interesting. I was talking to someone that I had been on their podcast recently. I'll be sure to announce that. Oh, hi, Christina. Christina's asking, when is that prayer collective call coming? It's happening actually this next week on December 1st. So it'll be, I believe, a Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific. We're going to send out an email announcement actually tonight about it. So be sure to check your inbox for those details. And it's going to be a holiday celebration for our prayer collective, as well as a fundraiser for our beautiful Temple of Sophia, our divine feminine cathedral, that we're raising funds for, to purchase the land for this project to finally begin. So, the first step is actually purchasing the land. And if we do purchase this particular property, we would also have to build a road. And so that's what we're raising funds for, to continue to get that, the full amount to purchase the land in our sovereignty and then to build the road. And that's just stage one. But any massive project, undertaking such as building a divine feminine cathedral, you have to parcel it out in phases. And that way you and I can celebrate every step of the way that we accomplish together as a community to birth this heaven on earth temple into reality. So back to the message that I was sharing. I was talking to a producer of this podcast that I'm really excited to share when this podcast gets edited and goes live. We were talking about the Mother Mary journey for next year. And of course, many of you know my background for what I have survived, which you can read about in the preface of my book. I often get censored on social media when I start talking about what I survived. So I don't use a lot of those trigger words on social media anymore because I want to be able to keep reaching you. But that content is in my book. And over the years, I'm going to be releasing additional content as well. And one of the things that we were talking about was, that this journey with Mother Mary is preparing our global community for two things. Number one, to start unifying our hearts in preparation for this temple being birthed, physically built here on the planet, because it's going to take our entire community to support this effort and to maintain and to grow and expand the Sophia Center. And number two, as we open our hearts and as we gather more and more individuals to activate their heart chakra with Mother Mary next year, it's going to prepare the hearts and minds of humanity to receive the story of what I survived, which is not just about what I survived. It's about what children and individuals are surviving all over the world right now. This heart chakra journey with Mother Mary is going to really prepare the way for us to receive much more information to come in the years to come about what I'm going to advocate for, what I'm going to speak about. And here's the thing, we have to be able to feel what's happening, not just know it in our heads. We have to connect, what the world is experiencing with our feelings of true compassion. Most people can't look at the suffering of this world, or the suffering of, like, say, for example, what I've survived, and actually they're terrified to actually feel the feelings of what those stories of survival represent, because so many humans are in denial that atrocities like this happen all of the time on this planet. It shakes up their sense of their paradigm of safety so much so that they start to check out. They start to go into a traumatized space instead of just being present to the feelings of what those individuals who have survived atrocities have to share. Why is this important? Because if we can't embrace the universal suffering of humanity, how can we expect humanity to trust us in their spiritual awakening? We have to become fully present and fully empowered, and how we can embrace others without taking on their pain, but still feeling the emotional resonance of what others have survived. This is an important learning curve that you can explore over the holidays. There's been a lot of comments about how people dread going to Thanksgiving dinner because, there's that one family member or a couple of family members that are either abusive, have boundary issues. Maybe they're just generally uncomfortable people to be around. And why is that? It's usually because there is a deep-seated, unresolved, unconscious, bleeding wound inside of those individuals. And so when we practice having great compassion for ourselves around people such as that, we don't have to empathetically take on their suffering to know that it's suffering at the root of their bad behavior or their just general uncomfortable presence in the room. And so I invite you over the next couple of days to explore the edge, to explore the spiritual practice of loving your heart so much, calling in your circle of empowerment with the Ascended Masters, and practicing what it would feel like to be in the sovereign light of your divinity consciously, to consciously choose your higher self's awareness flowing through your thoughts, flowing through your body, flowing through your heart, where you can acknowledge and maybe even feel the suffering of those who are suffering in your presence, but without taking on their codependent invitations, their bad behavior, or crossing your own boundaries. How can you pray for them beyond judgment? How can you love them even if they have no idea how disrespectful they're being? How can you speak your truth in a new way that allows for you to create greater comfort and space and grace for your own experience over the holidays? The more we consciously practice engaging in the present moment with all of both the pleasures and challenges that await us in every present moment, we get to explore how powerful we really are. We get to explore how invincible we really are. We get to discover that our communion with God, whatever you call God, Source, the Buddha, Christ, that consciousness that gave birth to all that is, Great Spirit, whatever you call God consciousness, we call it Sophia in the Sophia Code. That divine consciousness has the ability to flow through you, to love others beyond your human ability to love them, to share with you information through the vehicle of compassion so that you can suddenly identify, oh, that's why my aunt, speaks to me this way. And I get it. I just got a download about how her mother treated her when she was 4 years old. And she's never known a pathway out of internalizing those really harsh words that she speaks to me. Oh, but I noticed she also speaks those really harsh words to herself. Oh, wow, she doesn't even have a relationship with her own heart, but I do. Interesting. As you embrace your own heart, as you pray for your own heart and for the hearts of others, as you set yourself up for success by choosing to love yourself so much that the behavior of others can truly be their own behavior and has nothing to do with you, as well as opening your heart to receive unexpected blessings, unexpected kindnesses, and gifts this holiday season. What you're practicing is a very sophisticated approach to living in the present moment. When we live with curiosity, mindfulness, and self-love in the present moment, people can't hook into you the same way. People can't abuse you the same way. People can't cross your boundaries in the same way. And it also creates a fresh space for individuals to interact and interface with you in curious new ways that are surprising. How is this landing for you? Do you want to share some questions or some comments in the chat? I would be happy to answer them right now. I also loved some of these questions that came in from yesterday's video as well. And so much gratitude for the Sophia Code movement, for our team angels, and for this work. I want to thank you so much for the kindness of your reflections. Let's see what's happening in the chat. David is writing in, this is such a necessary conversation at such an appropriate time. Thanks for sharing that, David. Chelsea is sharing, truth bomb. I feel this so deeply. We have to be willing to feel what others have survived and develop the self-mastery to not take it on. Bingo, brilliant, Chelsea. That's exactly right. Let's see. Vienna is sharing, these are powerful and profound teachings as always. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks, Vienna. Christina is sharing, this feels so good and gives me hope for alchemy within my own heart, my family, and the world. I'm so happy to hear that, Christina. Dorothea is sharing, this is very supportive. Do you have reflections on dealing with a toxic ex when kids are involved? Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah. I don't, there's a lot of heartbreaking things in this world, but one topic that I find particularly heartbreaking is when exes will use their children as pawns in getting revenge in a relationship after a relationship is over. And I just find it absolutely abhorrent to use children in any way for an ends, but as a means to an end. But I really find it just abhorrent the way people will push and pull the heartstrings of children after a marriage has been divorced or a partnership is broken up. And you know, I think what's really important, what I'm getting from Mother Mary right now, thank you, Mother Mary, she's coming in super strong. She has a lot of strong feelings about this too. Mother Mary is sharing in this moment that it's important to listen to your children, to ask them really good questions, and to share from as neutral of a space what your perspective is versus your partner's. To really focus, keeping the bar really high, that no matter how your ex partner or marriage partner, no matter how they're behaving, no matter what kind of manipulation that they're using against you with the children, it's important to always keep the bar really high, to no matter what level of strength it takes to be willing to do the work, that you do not stoop to the level of their behavior. And over time, you maintaining that high standard for yourself and being very conscious and clear in your communication with your children about how much you love them, how much you respect them, that you can create space for them to share about any confusion that might come up with the other parent. I keep hearing the word neutral, keep bringing neutrality to the process so that they can feel safe enough to open up to you, and not feel as though they're choosing sides. Because if one parent is asking children to choose sides out of an unconscious need for vengeance against another partner, the children are obviously going to feel that. They're going to be impacted by that unconscious drive for revenge. So it's important to create a neutral, safe space that children can express their frustration, their confusion, and get the answers that they need, from as neutral as a space as possible, no matter, how upsetting or angry that might make you feel. When it comes to vindictive exes, you've got to play chess, not checkers, when you are parenting your children through an emotional shit show like that, honestly. And I'm so sorry that you're going through that. It's also helpful to remember that your children chose both of you for a reason. It could be soul contracts, it could be karmic, it could be with their divine purpose. And so you have to, if you feel guilt or, any shame or, grief about how this ex-partner is putting your family through this experience, please remember to love your own heart, have a great deal of compassion for your own heart, to forgive yourself often, because your children have higher selves as well. They have very powerful souls that have chosen this exact arrangement, this exact lifetime, just as they have for a reason. And so it's good to focus upon their power. It's good to focus upon their empowerment, and to stay as much out of the victim mode, both for yourself and them, which will be a part of keeping that bar really high as you continue to navigate the dynamics of this ex. I also suggest to families that are torn apart by this kind of manipulative behavior to get everyone in some kind of safe emotional therapy, so that there's a sounding board, a safe place for the children to have a completely non-partial, neutral conversation with a third party that isn't involved in the partnership, as well as that neutral space with you as the parent, where, again, your own feelings, your own frustrations, which are all, justified, of course. No one's saying they're not justified, but when we're navigating with the hearts of children, we have to be the adults and separate our own journey with that ex from their journey with their other parent. It's such a sophisticated, really, parenting is such a sophisticated ministry. You're dealing with developing souls who chose these circumstances, but they still have, they're still developing their brains. They're still developing the organs in their body, their emotions, their understanding of the world. Our prayer is to always be as mindful and as conscious in our approach with children, because they're so impressionable. They can shut down and silence themselves so easily, because in the world of a child, mother and father, or those two parents, whatever the gender dynamic is, it's like it's on par with God. I mean, a child's life depends upon food and shelter and love and the care of these two adult individuals. And so it's very challenging for young people to separate. It's not even in many ways, it's not even possible to separate out how much their dependence upon you is, informing their perspective on life until they're old enough to individuate and take care of themselves. So that neutrality piece brings so much safety to them, because they're already at a disadvantage, right? From their perspective, they're already so reliant on both of you as parents for their survival, that the grounds are already not neutral. So the more harmony, peace, consideration, neutrality that can be brought to them proactively about their feelings and about their experiences, it keeps their hearts open to continue to trust you on the high bar that you are choosing to keep in this relationship dynamic on their behalf. I hope these words are helpful to you, Harmony. Thanks for such a great question, and so many Sophia blessings to you this holiday season as you navigate this very real parenting issue. Just so much love in my heart for you. All right, everyone. That was a really great question, and I'm just going to scan. Yeah. Okay, that was today's question. Thanks everyone for joining me live today. Remember, we've got a big holiday show on December 1st of next week. Check your inbox for all the details that are coming out. We're going to send that out tonight. And yeah, if you have any interest in how life-changing our journey with Mother Mary is going to be next year, feel free to reach out to my team angels or learn more about what we're offering at kaia.com. We still have that early enrollment sale available on my website. And yeah, I'm actually sitting in a room where I'm going to be channeling the Mother Mary book, and I'm going to be sharing more with you on YouTube Live and Instagram as we journey across this year. And I just want to thank you again for all of your loving support of the Sophia Code. Please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share these videos with your loved ones as you feel guided. Your support of the Sophia Code movement just means the world to me. And for those watching on the replay, thanks for sharing your thoughts and reflections in the comment feed. Your comments, your incredible reflections. So many of our community members are such extraordinary writers, so articulate. That's also a support of the Sophia Code movement, because it allows people to see how the Sophia Code teachings are changing your life and how you're personally embodying your mentorship with the Ascended Masters. So all my love to you. Thanks for liking this video. Mwah! We'll see you tomorrow for YouTube Live. Namaste.